It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. My name is Shay Brown, your host, CEO Sales Huddle. Imagine starting a new business. Now, when you do that, most people would advise that you create a simple version of your product, go out there, attract some clients, get some successes, and then move up the ladder. But Tesla, the electric company, they wanted to do something a little different, right? They did something totally opposite. They knew their goal was to be the number one automobile maker in the world, which had never been done before, especially as an electric car. And they knew that in order to succeed, they did their research, like many of you, they need to be in the consumer space of a car that was priced at about $30,000 or less. But instead of doing just a basic, cheap car, Tesla decided to do just the opposite, by the way. They decided to go out and create a Tesla Roadster, a luxurious car. It was one of those little racing type of cars, by the way, but it was $200,000. So why would Tesla do this? Why would Tesla do a $200,000 car? And what can we learn from that lesson? First, Tesla knew that it had to understand its sales positioning, its sales strategies, and had to go out there and not only create a product, but be able to share that message with the world. Now, how was it going to share the message with the world? This was an electric car. It had never been done before. There was a lot of doubt that was involved. In fact, so much doubt that Elon Musk in the interview was asked early on when he was creating the company. They said, Elon, you don't have any automotive engineers on your team. And you know what Tesla said? Why would I put an automotive engineer on my team to create an electric car when they haven't been able to do it for 100 years? But they still needed money, although Elon had a lot of money. So what was their sales strategy? What was one of the things they decided to do? They decided they needed to go out there and they needed to sell the vision of Elon Musk. They need to sell the intelligence of Elon Musk. They need to sell the brand of Elon Musk. And how does that relate to you? Aren't you out there listening right now? Isn't that something that some of you have to do as the CEO? Not only are you the number one salesperson, not only are you the number one sales positioning and person delivering the message, but you're the one with the vision. So Tesla didn't follow the normal path. They played the long game. They knew their strengths. They understood the market, but their strategy was built all on sales positioning. So what's my big takeaway? What can you walk away from this particular call? What you can walk away from this huddle right now is number one is to have a sales strategy to get you to $200,000. I know you're not going to have a $200,000 product, but a sales strategy that allows you to position the product, position your service, but above all, position the possibilities. Everyone jot this down in your notes because I know it's been said for so long that people buy you, right? They always say people buy you. I've been taught that for so many years. But as you know, I like to say I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. I got the remix version on everything. I got my AARP card. And thus the old way of doing it. The new way of sales positioning is people buy possibilities. Put that down in your notes. Please put that in your notes. People buy possibilities. Yes. They got to like you. They got to trust you. But it doesn't mean they're going to do business with you. But if you buy the possibilities and then they buy the only thing they can get from you, the only thing we can get from Elon Musk, you know the only thing we can get from him was his perspective. People buy your perspective. So they buy the possibilities and then they buy your perspective. Now that all can be wrapped inside the sales strategy. So welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. Today, we're going to unpack sales strategy. We're going to start putting together our 1 month or 30-day plan coming up for the next month. And I'm super excited. And I'm really glad that you're here this morning. So let me make sure first that I can pull this up. So we're going to talk about, what does it take to get to $200,000? Some of you, $100,000 a month is cool. Some of you, $10,000 a month are cool. But we want to have a sales strategy that gets us to $200,000 per month. And let's talk about how do we make that a reality. So first, let me see what I'm doing. First, what I like to do is, they've got a couple things here. Okay. First, welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. Every morning, I like to start off by remembering what our mantra is as a CEO. when we look at our business. There's three things that we should say. Jot these three words down in your notes. Learn, earn, return. Put that down in your notes. Learn, earn, return. Every morning, a CEO needs to say these words. Now, there are three categories. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and old clients to return. Now this is very important. This is a personal mantra. Learn, earn, return. Repeat after me. Learn, earn, return. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and old clients. You might want to take a picture of this. We'll repeat it one more time, and then we're going to move on. But this is the mantra. Learn, earn, return. Every day a CEO needs to look at their business and say, I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and old clients to return. And I really only know one way to do that, by the way. Only know one way to do that, and that is to go out there and get clients. So what's the objectives of why we're here today? Trying to find, did I get that? Okay, that's not it. Let me go here. I'm trying to see how to get back. Okay, we got, okay, no worries, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. We are here. You are here, and we are here. So let's see. Okay, that didn't do it. All right, so there's three objectives that we have. Hopefully you can see it because I can't see it. Oh, here we go. Okay, there are three objectives that we have today. There are three objectives. Let me go back. There we go. There are three objectives that we have every single day, and we show up for the CEO Sales Huddle. The first objective is to assess daily sales progress. That's number one. Number two is to address any roadblocks that are holding us back. And number three is to understand the five sales pillars that actually equal our success. So let me give you an overview on Sales Huddle. What is it? Why is it important? What do we do? What is our number one goal? What is our number one objective while we're here every single day? The what? This is a place that CEOs gather to do one thing: sell more faster. And one of the reasons this was near and dear to me, the reason this was so important is like, where do CEOs go in the morning for 15 minutes to have a place and a time where they can do three things? Here's the why. Here's why I want you here every morning for 15 minutes, and I'll be here as well. It's for sales growth, accountability, and consistency. Now, whether it's for you, because you're the number one salesperson, cool, got it, Shay. Whether it's for your team, got it, Shay. Where's this thing at? Yeah, I'm learning this thing. I got to get this thing down. We're here for 15 minutes each day as part of the broadcast. So I'm going to get into a section on 15 minutes a day that we can do. What's our number one outcome? $100K per month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. Now, could be 100K plus, could be at least have a 100K plan. That's what we're going to focus on. And there's no barrier other than your commitment to show up for yourself and for your business. If you think about it, as a CEO, every single day, if there was one indicator that you had to look at every day, it would be sales. If there was a second indicator, it'd be whatever crisis that could be happening that could tear the company down, right? And I'll call it two meetings, right? If there's two meetings, you look at your calendar every day and say, okay, there's only two meetings I can have on my calendar today. The first meeting would be obviously to talk about sales. So you'll be talking to your chief sales officer, okay? And if you're that person, then you're going to be here. We are part of the CEO Huddle team right here. And then the second meeting that you would have ever on your calendar, scheduled on your calendar, would be any crisis that could destroy the company, right? And then whatever after that comes up here. So you just got to show up every day for your business. There's no credit card. There's no check. There's no Cash App. There's no Zelle. Nothing needed but you. Focus in your time. If you can't make it live, go back and watch the recording. Now, we have the CEO Sales Dashboard. This is our metrics review. Now, there's a couple of things that we like to measure. Now, if you don't have these written down, take a picture of this. For those folks that are tuning in, all my amazing CEOs that are ready to get the 200K sales strategy, do me a favor. Look right below the video. Just put hashtag 200K. Hashtag 200K. Hashtag 200K. Just put that right below. And that's just the bat signal that you're out there, and your whole goal and one of your whole missions is to be able to go out there and put together a strategy that gets you to 200K per month. We're going to use the Tesla strategy, okay? We're not going to sit back and say someone says that we can do a high-ticket product or someone says we can do a low-ticket product. We're not going to listen to anyone else but us. We're going to do what we want to do and what's good for us. And then we're going to measure. Put this in your notes. What gets measured gets managed. Now, one of the biggest challenges that I had when I was coming up, and I still struggle with it today, but it was really a big struggle early on, is I would finish the day and I wouldn't go back and do a review. I didn't do that. Some people say, well, at the end of every day, I go back and see how well I did with my day. I look at my calendar and see if I wasted any time. No, I didn't do that. There was so much to do. I felt like I had to run to the next meeting. True. I had to try to create content. True. I had another meeting to go to. True. And I had family and other matters. True. But here's what I discovered. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. When I've run 5 marathons, but when I ran the first marathon, one of the things that helped me get through that was my ability to measure every single day. I either ran the miles or I didn't run the miles. And we had a chart. And I would put up on the chart 3. The next day I was supposed to do 3. The next day I was supposed to do 3. And then you do a long run. It might have been 5. You start off kind of slow, if I could say it like that. And what I discovered is that when I was measuring it, I started managing what I was eating. I started managing what I was drinking. What's the point, Shay? What do you want me to walk away with as you're saying this? What gets measured gets managed. And here at the CEO Sales Huddle, we will measure the metrics. We will manage the metrics. And every day we will get a little bit better, okay? A little bit better. We're going to play the long game just like Tesla, but we're not going to beat ourselves up. So this is not a beat me up session. This is a session where you show up for one reason and one reason only, and that is to get a little bit better. And every day you get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. So let's go ahead and report in now. CEO Sales Dashboard, the metrics. 1, leads. Now, leads is just someone that you can contact. We would probably argue if we debated what type of lead and what constitutes a lead. One thing we would all agree, in order to get new clients, we need leads, right? We would all agree with that. And a lead is someone we can contact. So we'll start there. Number 2, appointments. Now, appointment can mean different things to different folks. I want you to look back over the last week and how many leads came into your database. Look back over the last week. Not if they were engaged, but how many leads came in. It could be engaged leads. We'll get to that. I think we're going to get to that a little later on here. Let me pull it up and see. I think we're going to talk about that in a few seconds. Let me see here. I don't want to get too far because I know we might be in overtime in a minute. But okay, yes. So when we get to the learn, earn, and return segment, right now we're in the CEO dashboard segment. We're all going to talk about building a $200,000 sales strategy. I'm going to go over it over the next 5 days. Each day, we're going to break down one piece of it. And so at the end, you can have a 30-day sales plan. Now, the purpose of a plan is just to have a plan, right? That's the purpose of a plan. And then we'll talk about the strategies to implement the plan. Will it happen overnight? For some of you, yes. For many of you, no. Did it happen for me overnight? No. But I'm going to play the long game. Isn't that what Tesla did? Didn't we talk about Tesla earlier today? Yes, we did. All right, so we'll come back to that because I can't wait to share that with you. First, let me get back to the metrics. We've got so many moving parts up here, so many gadgets now. Used to be easy. You could just stand right here and just have a conversation with you guys. But now we want to incorporate more visuals. So appointments. Appointments could be someone you talk to on the phone. Could be someone that you did through a video. This is an appointment right now. And if 10,000 of you go back and watch this and download the podcast, if you haven't, get over to CEO Sales Huddle, click on podcast on your Apple or Android, and you can download it. Then this one time I have could be worth 10,000 appointments. Now, there's 2 areas in appointments that are important. Put this in your notes. There's appointment setting and appointment running. So how many appointments are set? Look at your calendar right now. And how many appointments do you have for today, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day? Those are appointments that are set, whether it's a webinar, masterclass, speaking on a podcast, a phone meeting, a Zoom meeting, a StreamYard meeting. I don't care what it is. It's an appointment. And then go back and look at the last 7 days or 5 days and look back on how many appointments did you run. That means they showed up. So there's appointment setting, that's one skill set, and there's appointment running, that's another skill set. I don't have time to get into that right now. How many offers were made? How many deals were closed? Now, soon we're going to have this CEO sales dashboard for everyone that registered over CEO sales Huddle. We're going to get the dashboard to you. Okay, so I can't wait till you get what we're putting together. I've been over-engineering, I'm sure. But I want to make it simple. I just want you to be able to pull up a spreadsheet and just click in and put a few numbers, or have your admin do that. And you have this when we come together every morning. And then how many deals were closed? We're looking back the last 5 days. Some of you 7 days because you work Saturdays and Sundays. I get it. So the last 7 days. And then of the deals that were closed, how many deals were repeat clients? That means they were already working with us. Maybe you had a conversation. Maybe you had a check-in call, and they decided to purchase a second time or a third time. All right. Now, how did I get over here? Now let's go ahead and step back and let's celebrate some of the wins. I always like to step back, because one of the things that we all have a challenge of doing, myself included, is we beat ourselves up. And I haven't read anywhere yet that when you beat yourself up, you do a better job. So let's step back. And I want you to send me a DM. If you want to post this below, you can. But for some of you that send me the DM, you know I respond to every single one that same day. So I'm going to respond back to you. You can hit me up on Instagram at I am Che Brown. That's what I prefer. But some of you, LinkedIn is your jam. No problem. Some of you, Facebook is your jam. No problem. Send me, what are you most proud of? Pick any one of these, because I'm here for you. You're here for me. What are you most proud of? I'm most proud of that I showed up. I'm most proud of that we're doing this, okay? I'm most proud of this has been an idea for, the last 3 weeks in my head, and less than 30 days up and running, and we're going to get better. What were your biggest accomplishments? What do you want to brag about today? If I was sitting across from you right now and you and I were just having a conversation, it's just you and I, and you had 3 minutes, and you said, Shay, I just want to brag to you about this. And let's keep it sales related. Let's keep it in the sales department. Let's keep it in the one department that generates revenue for you. What do you want to brag about? Did you send the email off to someone? Did you go into LinkedIn like I did? I'm bragging about this. Didn't get any response. And I sent emails, 5 of them, as I told you I would do when we met last time on last segment. Nobody responded, by the way. Okay. It sucks, but I did it. And today I'm going to reach out to 5 additional individuals as well on LinkedIn who I do not know to start a relationship. And someone said, Shay Brown, every time you do that, I get so many messages of flood from spam from other folks that I never look at it. And I thought to myself, they're right. Maybe I should quit. Maybe I shouldn't do it. But then I also thought, you saw the message. You may not have responded, but you saw the message. So a part of my sales strategy from an organic perspective is to get in front of folks and let them know that we exist, that we're on a planet. Then I'm going to do it. And it's free. If it's free, it's for me. If it's free, it's for me. So anyway, it's not about me today. This is all about you. What do you want to brag about? And then, what are your toughest roadblocks that are ahead of you today? What's preventing you today? We're going to talk about sales strategy. We're going to talk about taking the first step. We're going to talk about the foundation. But what is preventing you today from moving forward? And I want you to just acknowledge it. Is it fear? Is it you don't have the right resources? Is it you don't have time? Now, I'm not a jack of all trades, ladies and gentlemen. That I'm not, okay? But I will say that I did find myself in a situation where, and maybe you found yourself in this situation, right? For so long, I told myself, I'm not a techie, I'm not a techie, I'm not a techie. So I would talk to myself. That was my mindset. Maybe you tell yourself, I'm not a salesperson, I'm not a salesperson, I'm not a salesperson. And then I was in a situation where we were putting on a big production. And I was working with a business partner at the time. And that person was like a super genius when it comes to technology as well. I mean, they were like, if I'm a level 5, they're a level 25, right? It's not even fair. But I had struggles. I couldn't get it to work. It was a broadcast. And they said, I can't help you right now. And I was so frustrated, I decided to go out and watch YouTube videos. And it took me about 4 to 5 hours to figure it out, how to connect all the dots together. And then I was able to broadcast. Here's the point. Here's the message. Here's what I want to tell you. Instead of telling yourself you can't do yourself, do something. My new thing is each day I'm getting better and better at technology. Each day I'm getting better and better at technology. So if you have a roadblock and sales is it, tell yourself each day I'm getting better and better at sales. Each day I'm getting better and better at implementing my strategy. Each day I'm getting a little bit better in this one area. So what's the one thing that you can do today to kind of move yourself forward? And make a commitment that you're going to do it. You're going to do it right now. You're going to do it in this present moment. You're here. Part of life is just showing up. So let's get down to the segment we call Learn, Earn, and Return. We're talking about the 5 pillars of sales. Today we're going to talk about sales planning. And the 5 sales pillars, just so you know what they are, I want to make sure you have this. Now, if you haven't registered, you got a hold of this podcast or video, please go over to www.ceosaleshuddle.com. Make sure you follow the instructions so you always get the notes, you always get the goodies, and you get everything, get notifications for everybody else. And you get some of the cool stuff. Learn, earn, and return. There's sales planning, sales cycles, sales positioning, sales indicators, and sales team. Today we're in overtime. I get it. I'm getting a little bit better, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting a little bit better. And overtime, for those folks that are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the family, by the way. CEO overtime means that the 15 minutes we captured what we had to capture. For most of you, that's all you need. You need to check in. And then sometimes I go into overtime where I teach a segment. And I'm going to maybe take another 10 minutes and teach this segment or share a piece of it, because I think it's important to put together your sales strategy. I think it's important that you have that, because without the plan, then you might be exactly where you were last time. And that, here we go, that we don't want to happen. So we're going to focus right now in the present moment on our $200,000 sales strategy. We're going to put together our 30-day sales plan. Now, a plan is just a plan. I had a conversation just last night. How did I get back? A conversation just last night. And I was on the phone talking to a colleague, and I told them I was going to be teaching about having a sales plan. And they asked me a question. They said, Shay, do you have a sales plan ready for next month? You know what I told them? Absolutely not. Now, I didn't say that to brag. I didn't say that to say I don't need one. I said it that sometimes we have to eat our own cooking. And I've done sales plans, but not as consistency. That's why we have CEO Sales Huddle, for sales growth, accountability, and consistency. So just the fact that you're here and I'm making a declaration, I'm going to do my plan this week, you're going to do your plan this week, then we're going to make it happen. I do have a 12-week plan, a 12-week year plan, but I didn't do a sales plan. Okay. And so we're going to step back and we're going to slow down this week and we're going to do it. And we've already started. And then I know next month is going to be just so much better, whether we get the results or not. Results take as long as results take. Results take as long as results take. Sometimes you get paid today. Sometimes you get paid tomorrow. But when you take the right actions, you always get the right results. What's the point, Shay? What can I take away from that? If you haven't done a sales plan and never did a sales plan, don't beat yourself up. Let's all commit to doing one today. If you're committing to doing your $200,000 sales strategy or sales plan, do me a favor, send me a DM. Look right below the video if you're watching live and put 200K plan. Just put 200K sales plan, 200K sales plan. We're going to commit that we're going to do this. We're going to get it done. This is our time. This is our moment. So let's start talking about what are some of the components that we need. What's the foundation? So the foundation for the sales plan, the 1-month sales plan, is number one. I can't even see it. Where is it at? Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. Number one is to understand inside the sales plan, we got to look at some of the sales indicators. Now, sales indicators, just like you go to a doctor, they take an assessment. We're going to take an assessment of a couple areas. If you look right below that, here are the 4 areas. I think I got 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. Okay. Here are the 5 areas. And you all get a copy of this for those folks that registered already registered over at ceosaleshuddle.com. It's ceosaleshuddle.com. You'll get a copy of this. It's be under the 5 pillars. You'll get the notes every single day. If you haven't, head on over to ceosaleshuddle.com. Go over to www.ceosaleshuddle.com. No matter when you get a hold of this recording or you watch the podcast. Okay. A couple areas I want you to look at. Number one are leads. We're going to break the leads into 3 different categories. Now, this is going to be important. You're going to have a simple Excel spreadsheet. You're going to have numbers 1 through, oh, you can't see me. Okay. I'll send you the CEO dashboard later, but you have a simple spreadsheet. You're going to have the key categories down the left-hand side, and then across, you can have 1 through 31 going across. Okay. And we're going to keep it real simple. Okay. Real simple. But we're going to be plugging in every single day the numbers starting next month. So when we look at the CEO sales dashboard, for some of you, these will be indicators, and others of you, you'll customize it. Okay. But let me pull it back up, and then let's talk about what the action item is. We talk about what the action item is. All right. Number one, leads. We're going to define right now that a lead means that we have a contact information: first name, last name, phone number, and email. First name, last name, phone number, and email. First name, last name, phone number, and email. And if you don't have the phone number, don't be disappointed. If you don't have the email, but you have the phone number, don't be disappointed. But those are the 4 categories that I want you looking at going forward as a lead. So when you're purchasing leads, some of my clients like to purchase leads from Sales Genie and other sources, and they only ask for emails, for a little bit extra. You want first name, last name, phone number, and email. Once you have that information, you can say, I have a lead. That means you have someone that you can at least do sales prospecting, someone that you can email, and someone that you can contact to at least let them know that you're on the planet. Now, most folks don't want just leads, right? You can go out to LinkedIn and you can make a case, well, Shay, I've got 5,000 leads because they're all in my LinkedIn, or all on my Facebook page, or they're all in my group. Cool, got it. Okay, but they're not in your database. Okay, had a conversation just yesterday with a client in California, and this person has been in business for a number of years. They're a seasoned veteran. Their Facebook account was hacked. When the Facebook account was hacked, they lost all of their data. Now, in their mind, it became a hopeless case. Facebook wouldn't turn it on. When I had the conversation, they said, Shay, I feel so relieved. I said, what do you mean you feel relieved? That's kind of crazy. You lost everything. You cannot recover that account. Years and years. Contacts that are there. Stuff you posted. You know what they said? Shay, gives me an opportunity to get a clean slate and do it right. Okay. I should have had a lot of information inside of my CRM, and I did not. And so I'm not saying your Facebook friends are your clients. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you might have a Facebook group. You may have different avenues, but you hear this as loud as you can possibly hear. You're tracking the number of new leads that go into your database on a daily basis. And then we're going to have the second part, and that's the part she's focused on now: engage leads. Shay, what's the difference? Real quick, what's the difference? Well, a lead means maybe I got your first name, last name, and phone number. Maybe I got it off of LinkedIn. There's software you can use and tools you can use to get just that information. And you say, well, I got a lead. These are 1,000 people who fit my perfect client profile. But they're not engaged. Engaged means they maybe went and opted in, and they raised their hand and said, I'm interested in CEO Sales Huddle. I'm interested in learning more about how to improve the quality of my life. I'm interested in the website. And so they raised their hand and they became engaged even at the smallest level. So I had a conversation. These are real conversations, and I'm talking to you Friday with someone. And I was introducing this idea of this $200,000 sales strategy, right? So you ever wanted to do something and then you're talking to people about it before you bring it to everybody else? And as I'm mentioning the $200,000 strategy to them, one of the things they're thinking as they're listening, they said, well, there's no way I can get to $200,000 because I only have the right people right now. And here's what I share with them. Everyone jot this down in your notes. Leads represent hope. No leads, no hope. So as I'm talking to this one individual just yesterday, and they're sharing with me to get to $200,000 a month, and you put together a sales strategy was above and where they are, it's okay. It wasn't about belief systems, but the reason they didn't believe they can get to $200,000 is they had no lead source coming in. And I share with them that leads represent hope. No leads, no hope. But this I do know, the list of people who don't know you right now is so much longer than the list of people who do know you. So let's focus on the one area that we can start with in any plan, which is leads. And then from a lead, an engaged lead, which means they're at least engaging and they have an interest, want, or desire. They have an interest, want, or desire. That's a start. Now, once they go from an engaged lead, then we want to take them, where's this at? Oh, here we go. Once they go from an engaged lead, then we want to take them to a qualified lead. And a qualified lead means they're just interested. Now, we're in CEO overtime, I get that, but they're just interested in the product or service. So you've qualified them. It works for them financially. It's something they may be interested in. They could buy it. We can talk about qualified leads later, but all I want you doing in your plan is thinking about how many new leads do I need to have in my database? How many engaged leads do I need? And then how many qualified leads do I need? So when you start exploring this, it's an indicator to the business on the health of the business. Today, I'm taking Mother Dear over to the doctor. I'm a caregiver. I'm blessed to be able to do that. And when I pick her up, we're going to go over. She's going to the orthopedic doctor today, by the way. She's having pain in her left leg. And she has spinal stenosis and arthritis in her back and Parkinson's. So there's a lot of different factors going on with Mother Dear, who's doing very, very well, by the way. She might be watching right now. But when we go to the doctor, I know the first thing the doctor is going to do, they do it every single time, is take her what? Her weight. Then they're going to take her blood pressure. And then they're going to do a few other vitals that are important. When every business, when you look at that CEO sales dashboard, leads, and not on leads, it's going to be the foundation. Okay? Leads represent hope. So here's your homework. Your homework today is to research the trends and think about your best lead generation system. The number one way you're going to generate leads over the next 30 days. Now, whether you implement it or not, it's cool, but I want you to at least have a plan. The purpose of having a plan is just to have a plan. Then we can talk about what it takes to get there, but just like Tesla, we're going to play the long game, not the short game, but we also need to generate revenue. Why do we need to generate revenue, Shay? Because selling is the oxygen to every great business in history. Now, we're in overtime right now. We're in the learn, earn, and return segment, but it's just that important. So as you're out there right now, you're listening. If you got some value from this, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you got some value from today, do me a favor, share it. Just take the link and pay it forward to someone else. Drop me a DM. Say, hey, Shay, this is what I enjoy. Like, seriously, like, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. That's my jam. But I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn. Just go at I am Shay Brown, and let's connect. Tomorrow is going to just be another great day at the CEO Sales Huddle. Can't wait. As we close out, if I can do this right, as we close out, I want to close with this. You're amazing, yes. You're incredible, yes. But every day, a CEO needs to look at their business and say these three things: learn, earn, return. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and old clients to return. Learn, earn, return. Repeat after me. Learn, earn, return. Repeat after me. Learn, earn, return. Say it, even if you got to say it quietly because you're somewhere you can't say it out loud. Learn, earn, return. And then repeat these words. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients, in order to get new and old clients to return. You do that. Not only will you make more money, but you'll have more meaning. You'll have more impact, because you have more income, and you will continue to make a dollar and a difference at the same time. I want you to know you're amazing. You're an amazing CEO. You're incredible. You're one of a kind. You're doing a wonderful job. And every morning we show up, we're here for sales growth, accountability, and consistency. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown. Make it a great day, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow at the CEO Sales Huddle. Everyone, we out. Thanks so much. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the DMs. You guys are fantastic. I'm out. Peace.